I've never thought of these questions. I didn't realize, but I see now that it is what I need to address.
Yeah, I understand that, and I've seen you say that in some videos.
And what's the answer to that from you?
Well, the answer is that I don't have like full free will. It just seems like I'm capable of making choices here and there every once in a while.
Jordan,
welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Hey. So I just wanted to address two things. First, I wanted to thank you because I used to always be really angry, and I justified my anger because I always thought I was right, but now I see that it really just kind of divided me from everyone.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank you because I think a lot of people justify their anger because, and then what I realized is all I've ever done is I'm feeling sorry for myself. I hate weakness, but what I didn't realize was my anger was weakness. I was so I just was always feeling sorry for myself, and I felt justified because I was angry.
And that's how you're welcome, man, but that's how all angry people feel. It's all about self. It's all about self, right? It ain't about nobody else. And they only have their eyes on themselves, about self. But once you drop that anger, that will change. And you won't feel sorry for yourself. You won't be too proud of yourself. You'll just live your life without ideas and identities at all.
Yeah. It really makes you, feel like no one else is right. It makes you think that I work so hard, I do all these things, I'm the best at what I do, but no one notices me. They don't care. So why? So it creates resentment. So what I realized is anger really is evil, and it really does lead to resentment. And as soon as I stop being angry and resentful, everyone sees me again.
Nice, man. Stay with it. Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
I need to forgive my mother because we had a falling out, and I moved out.
And why haven't
you?
I
love her, but
you love her?
Yeah, I love her very much.
Why do you think you love her?
Well, because she's taking care of me, and she gave up her whole life to make sure that I was a good person, and
but that
she
didn't
loves
work
me
out.
more than anything.
That didn't work out very well. You didn't become a good person, and she gave her life not for you, but for her own ego. Everything your mother did, it was for her, not for you. And if you had turned out to be a good person, you wouldn't have the anger.
That's true, because she, when I left, she blamed me and said how I've never done anything for her or
See there?
for anyone. That all I've ever done is be a mooch. So that's why part of the reason I moved out, and now I'm independent and I live alone, and I'm very happy.
Yeah.
But now I'm able to actually work on myself because I'm alone. And you're right about it being my mom's ego, because she, all she ever talks about is herself in a way, and how it, and how everything that she's ever done for everyone. She doesn't think about the now, unfortunately.
But that's why she's
not satisfied.
You became that way about the self, because when she recreated you in her image by making you angry, you became like what you hate. And so that's why you became about self. It's all about you. No one paying attention to you. You this, you that. You became like your mother. And the reason you did, because you resent her. Once you forgive her, now that you understand that it's not you, but it's that spirit in you, the same thing going on with her. She couldn't help herself. She resents her mother. and you forgive her, then you will love her. You don't love her now because had you loved her, you would have forgiven her, knowing that she can help herself.
Insane how deep that is. I need to get a hold of my mom. Hey, I just had one more question for you.
And don't have any expectation from her. Don't expect her to apologize. Don't expect her to admit anything. Whatever she says or don't say, that's her. It has nothing to do with you. You apologize for resenting her. She couldn't help herself, and God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. God will forgive you, and you haven't seen anything, Jordan. You're going to have life like you can't even imagine how your life will become. You're going to have a life.
Thank you so much, Jesse. You're so amazing, and I love your show, and I will always support you.
Thank you, man. Have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from her?
I've never thought of these questions. I didn't realize, but I see now that it is what I need to address.
Yeah. And you're going to shake in your boot dealing with both of them, especially with your mother, but it's going to be the last time you ever shake in your boots, because from that point forward, as you're starting to do now, because you're seeing, you're going to walk in the light. And when you walk in the light of God, there is no shaking in the boots. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's the main thing is when I let go of my anger, my faith has grown.
Yes.
And now I can see outside of myself.
Absolutely.
So the other question I had, you had a guest on earlier, and she was talking, you guys talked a little bit about God and Christ. And so I always thought that Christ was God incarnate, like he came to earth, but I also know he's the Son of God. So I was just wondering, what is the difference between God and Christ?
And I'll respond to that, but why did you think he was God incarnate? What's incarnate?
Well, because it says that he was
Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
Because he said it was, because in the beginning it says that the Word was with God. But I guess it does say that the Word was with God. Oh, and it says that he was God, so I always thought that was Jesus, and Jesus was there with God in the beginning. But I guess they would be two separate.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand. So I guess it's the Father. Oh, it represents the Father and the Son.
Yes.
So Jesus is just the Son. He isn't the Father, and then you have to have both as two separate entities.
Right. And
okay, I understand.
And the Father lived in Christ, in the Son, as he is in you. The only reason that you're starting to see now is because the kingdom of heaven, the Father lives inside of you, and he allowing you to see that all that anger you had, whenever you need to forgive, your mother and father can help themselves. It's the Father in you. Now you're turning back to him, and you are the Son of God, but you're not God.
Because there always needs to be a Father, right?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I said because there always needs to be a Father.
There is a Father.
Yeah. Right. I just...
and the Son came from the Father.
Yeah, and that's interesting because we're all a son and hopefully all a father.
You are a son of God. You've just been
that
turned
answers
away.
My question.
You've just been turned away from him when your mother turned you away from your earthly father, because all men represent sons of God. They may be weak and turned away, but they still represent the Son. So when you
my gosh. And also, that's why you can't see Christ as God, because also, in a way, I don't know for sure, but I think then you kind of can see yourself as the Father. I don't know if that makes sense, and then so it kind of jumbles things up. That's why there has to be the clear difference between the Father and the Son.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're going to see, as now you're waking up, it'll all become very clear to you. You've been lied to, and that's why you've been living a horrible life, because you've been lied to. They've been lying to you about the truth. They've been lying to you about the Father and the Son. They've lied to you about everything. And so you've been living in darkness with that anger, but now you're starting to wake up. And things will be, the truth will be revealed to you from within by the Father. And the Holy Spirit will teach you all things. He is your teacher.
So are you, Jesse.
Amazing. And now you're going to be that for others because you're waking up. And the light will shine through you. You won't see yourself as the light, but others will see it, and you'll be able to help those who are seeking the way without even trying to help them. You'll just point them back to the Father.
Thank you.
All right, man. Let me know how it goes, all right?
I will. I'll stay in touch. I'll call you back.
Okay, Jordan. Have a good one.
You too, Jesse. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Bye. Nate is out of Florida. There's a line open for Nate. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
All is well, Nate.
Hey, I just wanted to say you've really helped me out. I've stopped a lot of my addictions, but I'm still hooked on one thing. And I had my main question is about free will.
Speak right into your phone, Nate. Come back closer to your phone.
I'm struggling with the concept of free will.
Right.
Like, I sit in the pain a lot.
Uh-huh.
But it feels like a choice. And I kind of want to understand, like, is that just because I haven't, like, fully, I don't know, like, awakened, or I don't know exactly how to put it.
What's your struggle with free will?
It's just that when I choose to do, it seems like a choice. Like you say, do the silent prayer in the morning and at night. That seems like a choice. When I sit in the pain, I feel like I've got a choice to either sit in the pain or kind of cave into, like, my old habits, stuff like that.
And why do you feel that way?
Because sometimes I just go through it, and it seems like I've successfully sat in the pain successfully. And other times, I'll have, like, a girl over and go back to my old habits, or, get on the internet and look at pornography or something. And I'm just trying to figure out, because I really want to overcome that really bad. Right. I just I'm trying to figure out. I feel like if I understand the free will aspect of it, it'll help me, like, maybe sit in the pain better, or just realize I don't have a choice.
But if you had a free will, why don't you will yourself to stop all that immediately?
Yeah, I understand that, and I've seen you say that in some videos.
And what's the answer to that from you?
Well, the answer is that I don't have, like, full free will. It just seems like I'm capable of making choices here and there every once in a while.
I see. The one thing I promise you, you don't have a free will, and you have never made a choice in your whole life, and you never will. You never made a decision. You never had an idea. You never made a choice. When you have that anger, the choices are made for you by evil spirits that made a home in your imagination and emotions. You never made a choice to do anything you've done, except for logical choices like get up and go to work, because that's a need. You need to go to work to provide for yourself here on earth. And if you had a free will, you would never go through any of the pain you have, because you would know it's not you. It's the devil that made a home in you. It's not you at all. It's just that you identify with it as though it is you, because no one ever told you when you were a kid, hey, Nate, that's not you. Don't identify with it. And so as far as the sex and whatever else you want to overcome, don't worry about that. Try not to do it, but don't think about that. You stay with silent prayer, overcoming the imagination. When the ego dies, which is of the devil, all those things will disappear too. God is not holding that against you. Don't you hold it against yourself. Don't try to do it. Try to avoid it, but don't judge yourself if you should do it. Have no opinion about it. Don't call it good or bad.
I guess I just don't understand. How do I try not to do it if, like, I don't have if I don't have any, like, will or anything like that?
Let's say the thought come about, oh, Nate, You can look at the porn tonight. Let that thought pass, right? When you first see it, let it pass. But let's say it comes back, or it comes and you don't see it, but you just feel the urges of it. You feel so emotional about it. You just got to do it, right? So,
yeah.
And if you find yourself doing it, be aware that you're doing it. And it's the awareness that changes it. It will destroy it. But if you put effort in it by judging yourself, getting mad at yourself, blaming yourself, all you're doing is getting deeper into it because you're saying you're in control of it when it's not you at all. It's the devil, evil spirits.
Okay. So, like, for example, if I've got, like, a girl text me, like, late at night, she wants to come over, and I'm like, aware. I'm like, okay, this girl definitely wants to come over, and every time she comes over, we end up sleeping together. Now, I'm aware. I'm, like, sitting there, and because I remember what you said about that, and so I'm thinking, okay, like, just be conscious, don't judge yourself, just being aware of the situation. But, you know, I still just go, yeah, okay, come over. You know, I don't I'm like, oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm being aware. I'm trying not to judge myself, but it's like I'm watching myself just basically go through the motions, and it feels like I feel like I'm watching myself do that, but it's not necessarily changing my behavior. I'm definitely addicted to, the feelings of sex and all that stuff, and it's just like, man, I've been like that my whole life. I really want to overcome that. I've overcome smoking pot, drinking. Broke up with my girlfriend of 4 years. We were living together. You've helped me with all that, but it's just like I've got this one little disconnect, and I remember all the things you're saying, but it's just so difficult to keep it up, I guess. I don't know.
Because what it is, you're intellectually being aware of that. Intellectual awareness is not awareness. When that girl call you late at night, you can say, no, not tonight. And then you turn the lights back out, lay down, and the devil going to get busy, and the urge going to get stronger, and the urge is going to get stronger, and everything, right? Ride it through. And then you'll have a little bit more strength to say no the next time. And I'm telling you, grow from that.
Okay, so I'm like building strength by being aware.
Absolutely. Especially
and that makes sense to me.
Okay.
I just don't know why I can't keep it up. But
because of yourself, you can do nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. It's the awareness that will do the work for you. Of yourself, you can do nothing. So stop being frustrated about that. We cannot change ourselves. We are not in control of ourselves. We are not in control of anything. So stop playing God by deceiving yourself or let the devil deceive you that this is something you should be able to stop. Look, you let go of everything else but that. All thoughts are all lies all the time, except the fact that you cannot do anything of yourself. The moment you do that, man, you'll be fine.
Okay, and if I let her come over, just let it happen. Don't judge myself.
But late at night,
until I can't suffer no more.
Right, but late at night, you can say no. Don't come over. And the devil gonna shout at you. Oh, you said no. You know you want it. You said no. You know you feel it. How you gonna make it through the night? It's the devil shouting at you because he doesn't want to have to depart from you. And so he's trying to shout louder and get your attention to make the urges stronger so you'll say yes. But if you just say no, especially late at night like that, just say no. And if she doesn't like it, fine. You'll suffer through it and be free from it.
Okay. I'm going to try my best. Do you think it's because I've heard you say, like, it's probably because I hate women. I don't really understand that. Like,
have you forgiven? Yeah, the woman is definitely the man's God because all men hate their mothers. All of them, not one. Every human being born through the mother hate her. And so the moment you hate her, she become your God. And that means that all women are your God, and you're trying to get something from them that they don't have. And that's love. You're trying to get love. And sex feel like love, but sex ain't love.
Right, okay.
It's just like smoking a joint, getting high for a minute, and then it passes. And now you want some more pot.
Yeah, Yeah, I forgave my mom, forgave my dad. I was doing the silent prayer morning and night for a while. I was doing good with all my habits, eating right and all that. And as soon as I started having sex with this girl, I got back into pornography and stuff like that. And it's just like, and now I'm not doing the silent prayer. Now I'm not like, doing all the good things I was doing for myself. And I don't know. I guess that's just the last hurdle for me. It's just I'm addicted to that.
Here's what I recommend about that too. Don't measure your success at all. Don't tell yourself, "Oh, I've been doing so good." The moment you do that, you're into thoughts, and that's a setup. It's enough to know that, wow, I was doing the prayer, but I'm not. It's enough to just know that. Go back to the prayer. It's enough to see that you're falling back into that stuff. Just see it, but don't judge it. Don't have an opinion about it. And go back to the prayer, you'll be fine. God is not judging that. He knows that you're going to fall away sometime because you're overcoming the old way into the new. So if that happens, don't judge it. Don't have an opinion. Just go back to the prayer. That's all you do.
All right.
Keep it simple and keep it without your opinion and your judgments and your loving it and hating it thing. Just simply live your life, and whatever everybody else is doing, wish them well. You just live your life and you'll be fine. Now that you know that you stopped doing the prayer, you fell back into it, the answer is to go back to the prayer so you can see.
All right, well, I hope I can suffer enough to where I don't suffer no more.
You will if you stay with it, because what's going to happen eventually, you'll grow and grow and grow, and then the thoughts will still come sometimes, but they'll just flow right through you. You won't block them into this cage where you start living from them again. They'll just flow through, and eventually the devil will be gone completely. He will have to go and make a home in someone else, because he lived in human beings.
Yeah.
But stay with it, Nate. You'll be fine, man.
All right. Yeah, I believe you. You've helped me so far. I got to imagine it's just a matter of keeping up with it.
Yeah, just stay with the prayer and don't judge yourself. And I want you to know God is never judging. He knows this is not you. He understands this thing made a home in your mind. The spirits are making you do the things you're doing. It's just that you're not clear about that yet. That's why you keep judging yourself, because you think it's you and it's really not.
Okay. Yeah. Identifying with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you identify with it. Stop identifying with those things. They're not you. It's the nature of the devil, and all those little knickknacks and things like that is come with the nature of the devil. It's in the flesh, but it's not in your spirit. And you are a spirit. You're not your mind, the thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your body. You are a spirit inside of the body, made, created in the image of God.
Okay.
All right, so just relax. Go back to the prayer. Say no to that girl if she called late at night. And then and the thought's going to be trying to make you regret it. Just watch them. Let them pass. Don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. Don't communicate with them. Just let them pass.
I'm going to be sitting with my phone, and I'm going to have no typed out on my phone, and then I'm going to erase that, put yes, then erase that, put no. It's going to be something.
That's right. Absolutely. All right, Nate, I got to run, but stay with it, all right? Go back to the prayer.
All right.
It is enough to know you want to overcome the sex thing, but don't judge yourself about it.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, buddy. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye now.